I'm interested in your thoughts on this. So if you'll indulge me in explaining myself here, I think it's very easy for our culture to identify something that's wrong. Now, whether you have the courage to speak out against that wrong is a different question, but it's easy to look at like transgender strippers and drag queen story hour and be like, that's wrong, that's evil, I don't want that for my kid. What's not as easy is to define what's right, to define what's good, to define what's beautiful, to define essentially the antidote for the wrong that we are identifying. And this is my factual observation about Andrew Tate, is that he accurately diagnoses a very real, very critical problem in our culture, but what he prescribes as a solution is really a self-destructive path for young men: materialism, pornography, exploitation of women, and worship of self. And I don't want that for young men because I think it's very harmful. But I'm interested in what you have to say about the idea of diagnosing a cultural ill accurately, but not prescribing what's right.
Well, yes, and that was the tweet that got this all started. So, I mean, the first thing, and I'll just go in order here, pornography. I mean, obviously the webcam business, which he was engaged in and then got out of. I think.
Wait a second. Yeah. I don't like interrupting, but I do want to put this. Wait a second. What is a webcam business? I don't even like that phrase. Like, what is that?
Well, the webcam business in which he was doing, and I was going to say, I mean, it is pornographic in its nature, but nobody has denounced porn more than Andrew Tate, if you look at any of his videos in the last couple of years. Now, he had that interview the other day with Candace Owens, and he said, listen, this is my past, and we could have a conversation that it is immoral. I think he cedes that it was immoral, but just like so many people in pop culture and in modern culture and in politics, including Donald Trump, that we celebrate as heroes, they have personal growth. So I think Andrew Tate would say that things are immoral, and I don't think anybody, Liz, has been a bigger speaker against pornography than Andrew Tate. Any chance he gets. I saw him the other day. He was doing the interview with Adam22, Aiden Ross, and Lena the Plug. He was speaking against it. He said, this is an uncomfortable conversation. It's a godless conversation. I don't watch porn. I never want to watch porn. People who watch porn are weak and they're selling their soul. So he's said that now for a number of years consistently. And I think inherently that's a good thing. So, the webcam business, not good, but I think that he definitely has said, and he said it in Candace's show the other day, you could have the conversation that it's immoral, but it's part of his path to get him to where he is now. And that is closer to God in his faith, obviously becoming a Muslim. The next one, materialism. Again, I think that it's okay.
Let me respond to this before we go through each one. Let me respond to this before we go, because I don't want things to get lost. These are all important points that you're making. So I'm a believer in redemption. I'm a Christian. I'm a practicing Christian. I, of course, believe, if you're contrite, and you regret what you do, you apologize. Like, I'm all about forgiveness. Like, of course, I think most conservatives are in general. I don't hear that from Andrew Tate. I mean, in the Candace Owens interview, I also watched that. He said, I'm not sorry for any of this. He said, I don't regret this. I'm not going to apologize. He said, I didn't hurt anybody with what I did. I don't think it was all that bad. Those are direct quotes from him. So I want to ask you, would you ever run a pornography business if it profited you $600,000 a month?
No, but I think that clearly what he's saying there is that what he did led to who he is now. I just wouldn't do it. I'm in the media. I'm in podcasting. That was his life path. Everyone has different life paths to get them to where
But why wouldn't you? This is really important. It's not a trick question. It's not a trick question. I want you to make your point, but why wouldn't you?
Just not interested in it. It's not a good thing. But not everybody who is carrying out the good in today's society is a perfect person. Andrew Tate, just like so many other people, just like Donald Trump, they're an imperfect vessel that goes on to do something very consequential and good for humanity. Donald Trump Access Hollywood tape. You're a big supporter of Donald Trump, Liz. Did you condemn Donald Trump? Were you calling on him to drop out of the race after the Access Hollywood tape or any of these other crazy allegations against him? Obviously, Donald Trump wasn't a perfect guy, but look what he's done for this country. Look at all the substantive good he's done. So I look at Andrew Tate the same way. I think that people grow. And again, I grew up in a very nice household, good family, all that. Andrew Tate didn't have those luxuries. He grew up hard. He grew up from nothing, and look what he became. So I think that, again, I had different circumstances of how I was brought up, but Andrew Tate, just like Donald Trump, they have a path to get to where they are, and that's what shapes them as a person and ultimately gives the positive that they're making on society. So I think he learns from that. I think that's why he's able to preach it the way that he preaches it. So no, I wouldn't do it. But his story, I think it's all shaped him for the better of what he's doing now as a consequential figure on young men.